Hi everybody, Dr. Mork here again. So I remember distinctly when I was 18 years old, I was lying in my bed and I prayed, "Dear Jesus, please make me perfect." I don't know what I was thinking. What a stupid prayer to pray. But already at 18, I was such a perfectionist. I really believed that if I was perfect, if I was the thinnest, the smartest, the prettiest, the whatever, fill in the blank, if I was the best, then I would avoid pain and heartache and rejection and frustration. And my friends, that is a lie. There is nothing we can do, nothing we can be that will help protect us against heartache, pain, and rejection. And yet I still am a perfectionist. Dr. Elizabeth Lombardo, who's a clinical psychologist, actually has written quite a bit on perfectionism. And she identifies 6 signs that you might be a perfectionist. So I'm going to unpack those for you right now. The first is it's all or nothing for you. You might be a perfectionist if you hold this tension between all or nothing. You're either thin or you're fat. You're either the most beautiful or you're ugly. If you're not getting A's, you're failing. And so you're either a perfect success or you're a failure. And that is a pretty all or nothing perspective. 2, you might be a perfectionist if you use a lot of should statements. I should be better. I should try harder. I should do more. I should fill in the blank. Should statements are actually very ineffective because they set some sort of ambiguous goal without any action plan, and then it also carries kind of a little bit of emotional abuse that you're not measuring up. And so should statements are actually pretty damaging. 3rd, you hate feedback. Oh, my friends, I hate feedback. I don't use the word hate often, but I get pretty close. Feedback terrifies me. Course evaluations at the end of the semester where a student might actually say something negative about me terrifies me. Having a dean come in and observe my teaching to provide constructive criticism, ooh, whatever area they find where they can constructively critique feels like a failure to me. If they see a room for improvement for me, I feel like they've just told me I've completely screwed up there. And then you might be a perfectionist if you beat yourself up with really harsh criticism. You might use statements like, "I'm a loser," "I'm a joke," "I'm a waste of space," "I don't deserve to be here." These are statements that are really cruel and abusive, and you run them over and over and over again in a loop. These are things you would never dare say to anybody else, anybody especially that you love, and yet you say them to yourself constantly. And then every time you achieve a goal, if you're a perfectionist, you push that goal a little bit farther out. So it's never really fully enough. It's never fully attainable. This is why people who are perfectionists are constantly getting higher degrees, or they're moving up the corporate ladder, or they're moving from job to job, because they constantly are having to prove themselves by achieving more and more. And then finally, number 6, you might be a perfectionist if you rarely indulge in self-care. Self-care. Self-care feels really self-indulgent to the perfectionist because they are so busy doing in order to prove their worth that they don't ever have a chance to just be. Being isn't good enough. They have to prove through constantly achieving more and more and more. So those are the 6 signs you might be a perfectionist. Next time we'll talk about some of the risks and dangers of being a perfectionist, and then maybe we can unpack a little bit about how we can give ourselves a little bit of slack. I'm Dr. Mork. I'm a perfectionist. Listen, don't forget to laugh. I'll talk to you soon.